Perseus is remembered as one of the earliest heroes in Greek mythology. Yet his story begins long before his birth, in a kingdom ruled by fear, prophecy, and a king desperate to escape destiny. In Argos, King Acrisius governed lands filled with temples, markets, and thriving culture. But none of these triumphs eased the sorrow gnawing at him. He possessed no son to continue his bloodline. The fear of a future without an heir pushed Acrisius toward Delphi, where pilgrims journeyed seeking clarity. He arrived hoping for reassurance, hoping the gods would promise him a legacy secured by a male child. The oracle shattered his hopes. She revealed he would never father a son and warned that he would one day die by the hand of his daughter's future child, a grandson not yet imagined. Acrisius returned to Argos trembling. The words haunted him. His only child Danae now represented danger. Fear distorted his judgment, transforming paternal concern into an obsession with self-preservation. To prevent the prophecy, Acrisius ordered Danae confined. Some accounts describe a bronze chamber beneath the palace, others a tall, secluded tower. Either way, she lived locked away from every potential suitor. He believed iron walls would stop destiny, yet the gods do not bow to mortal barriers. Danae spent her days enclosed, her prayers echoing in a space devoid of companionship or hope for freedom. Her quiet pleas drifted beyond stone and bronze. Zeus, king of the gods, heard the sorrow in her voice. Moved by compassion and captivated by her beauty, he resolved to visit her in an unexpected form. Zeus descended as golden light, transforming into a shimmering rain that slipped effortlessly through narrow openings of her prison. The radiant flood filled her lonely chamber with warmth unlike anything she had known. From this miraculous encounter, a child was conceived. Time passed in secrecy, and Danae eventually gave birth to a son. She named him Perseus, unaware of the extraordinary legacy tied to his future. Acrisius soon discovered the infant. Panic erupted within him. He refused to believe divine intervention played any role. Convinced someone had infiltrated the chamber, he saw betrayal everywhere. Terrified of the prophecy, yet unwilling to commit outright murder, Acrisius searched for a solution that appeared merciful while still eliminating the threat. He ordered a large wooden chest to be constructed. Danae and newborn Perseus were placed inside the sealed chest. The king commanded guards to carry it to the sea. His logic was cold. If the waves claimed them, his hands remained unstained. The chest drifted into the open waters. Danae held her child close as waves struck the wooden walls. She prayed desperately for mercy, clinging to the faint hope that the gods still watched over them. Zeus protected them. He called upon Poseidon to calm the sea. The chest glided across gentle waves instead of being swallowed by the ocean. Hours turned into days as they drifted toward an unknown fate. Eventually, the chest washed ashore on the island of Seriphos. A fisherman named Dictys spotted it tangled among rocks. Curious, he opened it and discovered the frightened mother and her infant son. Dictys offered them shelter without hesitation. Away from Argos, Danae found safety, and Perseus found a chance to grow. The fisherman raised the child with kindness, treating him as part of his own family. Perseus grew into a strong young man. Known for compassion and determination, he gained admiration from the island's people. Yet his destiny extended far beyond the quiet shores of Seriphos. Seriphos was ruled by King Polydectes, a man whose ambition often overshadowed his wisdom. He became infatuated with Danae, but she rejected his advances. Her devotion to Perseus discouraged the king. Polydectes saw Perseus as an obstacle. Unable to remove him directly without backlash, the king devised a strategic scheme. He announced plans to marry and requested lavish gifts from all men on the island. Most offered horses, the traditional gift of prestige. Perseus possessed none. Unwilling to appear dishonorable, he boldly declared he would provide any gift the king desired, unaware of the trap being set. Polydectes seized the opportunity. He demanded the head of Medusa, the mortal Gorgon whose gaze turned living beings into stone. It was a task no man had ever survived, a death sentence disguised as a challenge. Perseus accepted, motivated by honor and the desire to protect his mother from the king's relentless pressure. Word of his courage reached Olympus, and the gods decided he would not face this challenge alone. Athena, goddess of wisdom, intervened first. She provided a polished bronze shield with a reflective surface. She knew facing Medusa directly meant instant death, and only a mirrored view offered safety. Hermes soon arrived, gifting Perseus winged sandals capable of flight, and a celestial blade crafted with divine precision. With these tools, Perseus gained speed, agility, and a weapon strong enough to defeat the Gorgon. To locate Medusa, Perseus needed guidance from the Graeae, ancient sisters who shared a single eye and a single tooth. Only they knew the path to the dreaded Gorgon's lair hidden in a distant, desolate land. Perseus flew across vast terrain, facing scorching heat, harsh winds, and endless wilderness. Eventually, he found the Graeae in a shadowed valley where time seemed still and the atmosphere clung with age. He observed the sisters pass their shared eye between them. At the perfect moment, he snatched it, startling them into helplessness. They begged for its return, offering knowledge in exchange. Perseus demanded the route to the Gorgons. Terrified, the Graeae revealed the hidden location. Once satisfied, Perseus returned their eye, then soared away using the winged sandals, continuing his perilous journey. He traveled to distant lands where sunlight seemed afraid to linger. Statues scattered the landscape, warriors frozen mid-motion, animals halted in fear. Each figure testified to Medusa's deadly power. At last, Perseus reached the cavern of the Gorgons. Inside, he found Medusa asleep, her hair writhed with living serpents, each scale glimmering faintly as they shifted with slow, eerie motion. He lifted the reflective shield, guiding himself by the mirrored image. Stepping carefully, Perseus approached without allowing his eyes to meet hers. The cavern felt heavy with centuries of dread. With one decisive swing of the divine blade, he severed Medusa's head. Her body collapsed, releasing both Pegasus and Chrysaor born from her neck, embodiments of beauty emerging from monstrous origins. Perseus secured the head inside a special pouch crafted to contain its dangerous power. The immortal Gorgon sisters awoke with furious cries. Their rage echoed through the cavern like thunder. Using the winged sandals, Perseus soared into the sky. The sisters chased him relentlessly, but their immortal fury could not match divine speed. He escaped across the open air, leaving them screaming below. During his journey home, Perseus encountered a coastline where a young woman was chained to a rock. She was Andromeda, offered as a sacrifice to a monstrous sea creature threatening her kingdom. Moved by her plight, Perseus intervened. He confronted the roaring creature and struck it down using the strength and tools granted by the gods. The kingdom rejoiced, celebrating Andromeda's miraculous rescue. Continuing onward, Perseus returned to Seriphos. Danae had taken refuge in a temple protected by Dictys from Polydectes' growing cruelty. The king's obsession had become unbearable during Perseus' absence. Perseus entered the court and revealed the result of his quest. Without anger or malice, he unveiled Medusa's head. The petrifying gaze turned Polydectes and his followers into motionless statues. With the tyrant gone, Dictys was chosen as the new ruler of Seriphos, celebrated for his kindness and steady leadership. Danae finally lived in peace, free from the shadow of unwanted attention. Though victorious, Perseus knew one matter remained unresolved: the prophecy surrounding Acrisius. Seeking to confront his grandfather, he traveled back toward Greece, hoping for understanding rather than conflict. Acrisius learned of Perseus' approach and fled in panic, believing the prophecy was nearing fulfillment. He journeyed to Larissa, hoping distance would shield him from his foretold fate. Perseus eventually arrived in Larissa during athletic games. Wishing only to participate honorably, he took part in a discus competition, unaware of Acrisius secretly watching among the spectators. Perseus hurled the discus with impressive strength. A sudden gust of wind shifted its course. The disc struck an elderly observer, killing him instantly. The crowd fell silent as tragedy unfolded. The victim was Acrisius. The prophecy was fulfilled not through malice, but through misfortune. Perseus mourned deeply, realizing destiny had unfolded despite every attempt to avoid it. Unable to bear ruling Argos after the tragedy, Perseus exchanged kingdoms with another ruler. He eventually founded Mycenae, a city destined to become one of Greece's most influential centers. Through his actions, Perseus shaped generations of heroes. His line would lead to Heracles, continuing a legacy defined by resilience, courage, and divine influence. His story stood at the dawn of Greek heroism. Perseus' journey revealed the tension between fate and free will. No matter how Acrisius tried to evade destiny, each choice unwittingly paved the path toward its fulfillment in a way he never imagined. Raised far from royalty, Perseus rose to greatness not through privilege, but through perseverance. His early life as a castaway forged a hero who valued compassion, loyalty, and unwavering resolve. Though his lineage included gods, Perseus lived primarily as a mortal. His achievements, while supported by divine aid, were earned through effort, sacrifice, and determination. His journey across vast lands reflects the spirit of exploration in Greek lore. Perseus traveled beyond familiar realms, encountering places untouched by civilization and shaped by mythic forces. Myths of Perseus circulated through generations, carried by storytellers who found meaning in his triumphs and tragedies. His narrative offered guidance, reflection, and inspiration to those who heard it. That wraps up today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. Your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment if you have an idea for a video. Until next time.